Hello everyone, welcome to this video, and in this video we will discuss how we can use AI builder to fetch tabular data or tabular information from a PDF file, and we can use it in our Excel file. Let's say there is a PDF file and I want to extract the table that is presented on that PDF form. It may be a invoice PDF, or it may be a form 16 or whatever, right? If any PDF form that contains some tabular data, and how you can extract from that data from that PDF file, and how that PDF file extracted tabular data can be inserted into a Excel sheet that I store in a OneDrive that we can see, right? Also, I will show you how I can use that AI builder that will paste the data items from the PDF, will be used in Canvas apps and also in Power Automate. So let's get started. So I hope you can see my screen, right? And this is the screen which is nothing but the Power App AI builder, right? When you land to this Power App screen, you will see there in the left side you will find there is a AI builder, and in the AI builder you will find there is an option called as build. In the build you will find different types of AI builder model that you can create, right? If you have created any model, you can see here in the model section, okay? And if you want to create a new build, a new AI model, you can go to build and create new build. Okay, so today's session is devoted to create an AI model that will read some PDF files like invoices and all other formats that you can think of. So use form processing. So I will use this form processing, and I will give a name like extract data from PDF, for example, right? Now when you give this name, you can see here it is telling that at least you should have 5+ documents layouts with you, because when you are giving a training to AI builder, artificial intelligence, you have to have minimum information with you so that you can train. So the requirement for this is 5+ documents. So I have 5+ documents layouts with me. If I'll go to my desktop, I have already saved it. So here this is 5 PDF formats that I have with me. If I will open the PDF, you can see the PDF looks like this. So this is a typical invoice format where there is a invoice date, invoice number, the company and invoice to, salesperson, and some line items with their line price, unit price, description, quantity, and subtotal, sales tax, and total price of the invoice. Okay, so I have different the same layout but different data items. But I want to train, I want to build the AI builder so that it will read any template, any PDF file, and it will retrieve data. Okay, so I have this minimum information with me. Now I'll go here and click on create. As soon as you click create, it will open the AI builder designer screen, and here everything starts, right? The first step is you have to choose what items you want to read. Normally if you click on this item, the drop down, you will see field and single page table is there, but if you click this add button, you will see 3 things. At present you can only fetch field information from a PDF or from a form, but single page table, which is in a preview mode, this is used to fetch tabular information, and the multi-page table is also in experimental condition, and that is not publicly available. So this option you can use to fetch the table which is spanned from one page to another page. Let's say you have a multiple row of the table which is spanned to next page, so that you can also use. But anyway, today we will discuss how to retrieve single page table, right? I have already shown you in other video how to fetch fields, and today I will show you how to fetch tabular formats and field also. Okay, so let us first use field. Okay, click on next, give a name. Let's say I want to fetch invoice date. Okay, so you have to keep adding multiple fields that you want to fetch: invoice date and invoice total price. Okay, right? Now this is the field, but I want to read table, so you have to click on this add and go to single page table and click next. Here you have to give the table name. What table you want to read from that PDF? I want to read invoice line items, right? And you have to specify what columns you want to specify for this table that you want to read. So just the default column 1 is there, you just rename this as the first column is a quantity, okay, and okay, and next column I will add for description, okay, description. Then next column I want to add unit price. So this is the information that I want to read from the PDF. So keep adding those columns that you want to read. So next is line item price, okay. Now my table is done. Now I have declared. So at this step you have to choose that information you want to extract. I am trying to extract 2 field values from that PDF and 1 tabular value. So click on next. When you click next, it will ask you to provide the collection of documents because this is required. So click on the new collection, give a name here. My collection name is invoices. You can also add new collections for your bot, for your AI builder. So in this invoices I want to add some documents. So click on this plus button and click add documents. Here you can choose SharePoint to upload data, or you can choose Azure Blob Storage, but I want to use upload from local because I have stored some forms in local file. So this 5 PDF files I have saved for training purpose for this AI builder, because AI builder requires some minimum 5 formats or layouts to process. So click on upload 5 document. Now it will try to upload the documents. As soon as it is uploaded, we can use it for AI builder training. Now click on close. All are uploaded. Once you click close, now you can click on analyze. This is the area which is most important, because in this analysis step we are trying to tag specific fields that we have already selected in the first step with the PDF specific items. Okay, we have to map which section of your PDF points to invoice date, or which section of your PDF points to invoice amount, or which section of your PDF points to a tabular format. This is important. Okay, so it will take some few seconds and it will open the designer. Next step of tagging documents. So add collection of documents is done. Now it is trying to open the tag documents for me. So I will just keep waiting for some seconds. Now you can see this screen is telling me to tag the specific items from this PDF with the fields or tables that we have declared in the first stage. You can see these are the 5 documents I have uploaded, and every document has a red symbol. Red symbol means you understand there is some error or some tagging has not been done. If you click the first document, you can see the 2 fields, invoice date and invoice total price, and tabular format is there, fields are there, but these are not mapped. So what I have to do, I have to map it. So go to the PDF and select the section which should be mapped as invoice date. In this PDF, this date is the invoice date, so I will just drag and release up to the date, so I can map it invoice date. Like that, invoice total price I want to use, so I will just drag this one and map it to invoice total price. Now I want to map the table, right? This is the table. So to map the table, to tag the table, you have to just drag from the left top corner and end it at the right bottom corner of the table and map it to invoice line items. As soon as you tag to table, it will ask you what items you want to associate with different columns. So click on the first column, because these are the columns that I have defined for the table, right? And I have to map corresponding items. So click on this column and click on the quantity. So quantity is mapped, like description, you just drag this area, description added, unit price, click on this, and line item price, right? This is the line item price, right? So first row is there, is done. Now I will do the second. So keep adding. Okay, now there is no third column, so I will just delete this row and click done. Now you see the red symbol is gone and all are tick marked. That means you have mapped correctly. Now you have to repeat this step for all 4 documents. So let me do it quickly. Invoice date and invoice total price is already mapped. You have to just map the table. So I'll just select this again, do the same thing, quantity, description, right, unit price and item price, like that, quantity, description. Okay, so you have to repeat for all rows. This row is not there, delete row, click done. Now this is also done, so quickly I will do the next 3. So I'll just select this and done. I'm trying to map all these informations with the table items. This is not required, delete row, click done. And the third one, the fourth one is there. Here also the table is not tagged, so I'll just tag it, then map it. So this is very easy, so it's no coding is required, right? Now this is not required, delete this row. And the last one, so in the last one I will also do the same thing because the table is not mapped. Map it. Okay, now once it is done, what you have to do, everything is captured, right? Everything looks good. Now I can click on next. So if you want to go back and you want to check the data items, the table is properly formatted or not, you can click on this option, click on preview table. It will give you all the tabular information that has been captured, right? Now if you want to edit, you can also edit table, right? Now click on next. Now click on train. Once you click on train button, your model is going to a training phase. That means whatever data we have given to the AI builder, that data will be taken into consideration, and the AI builder will process the source files so that whenever you publish the AI builder, that will taken into consideration. So click on go to model. Now it will let me go to the list where all the models are stored, and you can see here the status is training, right? I have to wait till the status gets changed to trained. Okay, so it will just take 2 seconds or 2 minutes. So let us keep refreshing or just wait for some seconds, and it will not take much time. It depends on your server and the internet speed. So once it is trained, our next purpose is to publish this AI builder. Until unless you publish this AI builder, you cannot use this AI builder in your Power Apps, Canvas apps, or in Power Automate. So publishing an AI builder is important, and this power processing AI builder uses to read some PDF documents, and it fetches some data items, tabular items and field items from the PDF, and we can extract that data and we can do whatever we want with that data that is extracted from that AI builder. Okay, so let us wait. Let me go to again refresh this. We go to models. Now the status is trained, right? Now I can click on this model and I can publish this. As soon as I publish this, I am okay to use this AI builder in any application like Power Apps or Canvas apps or AI or Power Automate. So click on this publish. It will take some seconds to publish it. Now once it is published, extract data from PDF, which is the name of the model, will be available to use. Okay, if you want to test this AI model, you can also use this quick test option. so that it will give all you can test this AI builder whether it is retrieving data or not. Okay, you can click on quick text, click on upload from device. I want to test this PDF, so upload this. So it will try to analyze the mappings automatically or tagging automatically that you have trained in the initial stage, and it will fetch all the data. So it is populated. If you mark it here, invoice date is populated and confidence score is 99%. This is the tabular data invoice line items, right? So this is detected. This is the table that is detected, and the total value is detected, right? Now I can go, and so once it is published, I have tested it. Now I want to use it in Power Automate. So I will go here and open Power Automate, and also I will open I will create a Canvas apps to fetch data. First let us see how I can use this AI builder in Power Automate, right? So this is my Power Automate. I will go to create. So I will go to create a instant cloud flow. I will give a name, let's say fetch data from PDF. I will use manual trigger flow. Click on create. As soon as you click create, it will ask you to we have to pass an input parameter, because the AI builder expects a PDF file to process, right? So I have to add a input parameter of type file, and let me give the parameter name as target file. And once it is done, I will add a step, and this time I will use a connector called as AI builder. So choose the connectors and choose AI builder. If it is not found here, you can just search here AI builder. So this is AI builder. I can choose. Now you have to choose one of the connector or trigger or action. My action is to extract information from forms, right? So click on this extract information from form. You have to choose which AI model you want to use. I want to use my AI model called as extract data from PDF. Now you have to use which form type you want to use. I want to use PDF document. You can also use JPG, PNG, other values. Now I want to use PDF, so PDF is selected. And which form you want to process? You want to process the parameter that has been passed from button click, right? And I want to associate that target file. So this is the parameter from manually triggered a flow step. So click on this. Now once it is returned, I want to retrieve this data and fill it in a Excel sheet, right? Let me go to OneDrive and let me check if I have a Excel sheet or not to fill the data. Yes, I have Excel sheet. I have already created line items book, and in this line item book I have already taken 4 columns: quantity, description, and unit price and line price, right? And I want to fill all these data items, all this table information whenever the AI builder will fetch the data from the PDF. So to fill this Excel sheet data, we have to use another step. Let's say Excel add table. This is the action. So I can use add a row into table, and I can choose the location. The location is OneDrive for business, because I have kept my Excel file in OneDrive, and I will use the document library called as OneDrive, and I have to choose the file. The file name is line item books, right? Once it has been selected, you have to define which table you want to insert. I want to use table 1, because if you go here, this is the table 1, right? If you go to the table design, you can see the name of the table 1. Now I can go here and try to. Now once it is done, I have to assign quantity, description, unit price, line price, all the columns that is displaying: quantity, description, unit price, line price. Now I have to assign one by one, right? So I will just search here quantity, right? Now when you search quantity, you will see there is a quantity value, invoice line items quantity value. As soon as you click this, it will encirculate the add row into a table within a loop, because we are processing a table and we are inserting the row one by one. So it will go through a loop with all row that is created in this table from this AI builder, and it will try to add rows in the table, right? Like that I will add descriptions also. So description value, like that I want to add unit price, and I want to add just search unit price and list price. Just go down here. This is line price, right? So just search line item unit price, right? Sorry, we have to just check which data we have written. Unit price is done. Line price, so line item price. Let me go here and check what I have taken for the line item price. Yes, this one. So invoice line item price. So I have done this. Now I am okay with this Power Automate, and let's check it if it is working fine or not. I have just taken manual trigger flow and I will test it. So let us test it. Click on manual and click test. Now whenever you test, it will ask you to import a file because it requires a PDF file to process, right? So this is my PDF. I can run flow, and as soon as I run flow, click on done, it will try to run the Power Automate and try to insert data here. Let us wait for some second. Yes, the data is returned, right? But you can see in the line price item, it is stored something odd data, right? It is not that line price item, it is something else. So I have mapped wrong field, so I have to edit this and I have to change properly. So I have to check what data items I have taken here. Let me click on quick test. You have to understand what is the field name of that, what is the column name of that table. You have to properly map, otherwise it will not work. So I have to check here. So this is the table. So this is line item price, right? So I'll copy this and close it. Go here. I'll just delete this because the last column was not proper. I'll delete this 2 row. Now I can go here, and this time I will search line item price. So line item display name, line item unit price, and what is the column? I forgot. Let me go back here. So this is the invoice line item. Okay, so I just want to see let me again quick test because I want to see what is the last column name. So once it is done, you have to properly remember line item price. Okay, so I will copy this and go here and search here line item price. So this is called as invoice line item price value. So choose this. Now save it and test it. Now this time it will pick all the table that contains in the. So let me choose import and click on run flow. Now this time I am expecting all the data will be picked properly without any mess up, right? Now the first quantity and second quantity, description, unit price. So it is already done with me. Right now it is updated. The Power Automate also successfully run. Now I have shown you how I created this Power App AI Builder, and also I have shown you how to publish and use it in Power Automate. Now I will show you how I can call this Power Automate or AI Builder in Canvas apps. So let me go and create a new app. Let me close this and go to Power Apps, click on new app. This time I will use a Canvas app. Let me use fetch data tablet, click on create. So like that, in Power Automate, as we have used AI Builder in Canvas app also, you can call that as a AI Builder component, right? So click on skip. If you go up in the insert, you will see there is an option AI Builder, right? This is my Canvas app. Now I can use form processor as an option of AI Builder. As soon as you click on the form processor, it will insert the form processor from form processor AI Builder control, and it will ask you to associate a AI builder that you have created. So this I have created this extract data from PDF build model. So click on this. Now this will assign to you. This will assign to the AI builder, right? Now I can choose, I can upload, analyze this by clicking and choosing a PDF. It will try to analyze and fetch all the detected tags that I have already given to the AI builder, right? Now let us wait. So it is, see, it is already identified everything. Now although it is identified, where to extract that value? You want to display somewhere, right? So you can use some labels to display. Let me drag and drop some labels. This is a text label, and this is another text label. Let's say here I want to display invoice date, and I will take another set of label to display total price. So invoice total, and here in this label let me rename this, or it is not required. So you just click this and go to text property and write down form processor 1. This is the ID of this form processing control dot fields, okay, and dot invoice date. When you click on dot, all the items, all the fields that we have defined in the AI builder, that will display here. So like that, you can use the same thing for second label, but this time I will use invoice total price, right? So it will automatically display here, right? And if you want to display also the data item, you can choose any data item here, right? If you want to display a data table control, you can display here. And this time you want to associate the table that is returning from here, right? So you have to go to this item property of this data table and select form processor dot tables and dot the table name invoice line items. So if you choose invoice line items, you have to click which data you want to display. You want to display the items, click on add fields. I want to display quantity, description, unit price, line item, click add. Now it will display all the items for you, right? Now I can run it, right? Now I can choose another one. Let's say, let me go back and choose another, this one I want to choose. Now it will try to refresh and the data will refresh here. So it is trying to calculate or trying to analyze the PDF form to extract the data items, and it will display respective data items labels, right? It will display invoice date, total price, and the line items here, right? You can see here. So three line items are there, and also here the invoice date is October 26 and price is there, right? Okay, so thank you guys. I hope it helped you how to retrieve tabular data and display in Canvas apps and use it in Power Automate.